Good evening again. Welcome to the May 27, 2025 meeting of Pequannock Township Council. Ms. Marsh.
In accordance with the requirements of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was included in the annual meeting notice, which was filed in the office of the Township Clerk, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, published as a legal notice in the Suburban Trends and Daily Record newspapers, and distributed to all persons requesting notice in accordance with Township policy.
Right, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a prayer and a moment of thanks for individuals serving our nation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Most gracious Providence, we ask that you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good and general welfare for all the people of Pequannock Township. Amen.
Amen.
The clerk, please call the roll.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Here.
Mr. Cole?
Here.
Mrs. Russell?
Here.
Mr. Siracusa?
Here.
Mayor Dreese?
Here. The next item on the agenda is presentations for the Citizen of the Year. Colleagues just excited. Mr. Jim, you want to say a few words?
Hi. Every year, 2025 this year, the Citizen of the Year was open to discussion. We had members of the council. I came before you in the beginning of the year, and it was Melissa and Vinny and Gene Spillane from 450. And there was a name put out, and the name was Colleen McMahon. And the discussion, there was never discussion. It was just, that's a great choice. And so this year's Citizen of the Year is Colleen McMahon. And Mayor, Council, I have before me the proclamation for the Mayor to read, stating...
Yep, we'll come down.
You'll come down?
Yep.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
I hope it's in big font. I forgot my glasses.
I can let you borrow mine.
You may have to borrow somebody's.
No, I'm done.
Good. Come on. Okay.
You ready? Do we got to hold you up? Whereas Colleen McMahon is a much beloved lifelong resident of Pequannock Township, and whereas Colleen graduated Pequannock Township High School, and whereas Colleen served the township as a member of the Pequannock Township Fair Housing Committee, and whereas Colleen had coordinated the Pequannock Relay for Life, an important American Cancer Society fundraising event, and whereas Colleen volunteers regularly and meaningfully for the Grains of Hope and Empty Bowls charity events, and whereas Colleen's patriotism compelled her to lead the effort of the Century 21 real estate team to place American flags along the Memorial Day parade route for over 20 years, and whereas Colleen provides a vital public information source and serves as the unofficial ambassador for Pequannock Township through her Pequannock Township Facebook group. Informing our community of important events, supporting many local businesses and nonprofit organizations, and providing information for countless township citizens during times of emergencies like snowstorms and floods. And whereas Colleen successfully organized and led the complex endeavor to build Pequannock Township High School Veterans Wall, creating a tangible tribute to our veterans. So now therefore, on behalf of the residents of Pequannock Township in the County of Morris, State of New Jersey, Mayor John Dreese and the Township Council do hereby express our gratitude to Colleen McMahon for her tireless efforts to support the Pequannock Township community, and congratulate her on becoming the Pequannock American Legion Citizen of the Year for 2025. Speech.
Oh, really?
No. If you want.
Jerry did say, what about me? It's a pleasure. I mean, born and raised here for over 60 years, say. I know, I'm not showing my age, but I love this town. It shows. My family loves the town, that's why they're here. My grandchildren are here, they're here, some are here tonight. It's just a wonderful town to live in.
Yeah.
And I'll always support it, and I'll always support our businesses, our police, our, everything about it. That's all.
Thank you.
What a model citizen she is. She just cares about everybody and volunteers her time.
And she doesn't like this.
To do everything. She wants to just do everything for the community, so.
But you deserve it, so.
You're gonna say it. He's gonna say it too.
Well,
We know.
we were neighbors. We are out I talked to her, so she still talks to me.
Yeah, all good. Congratulations. All right, thank you.
How's my hair?
Congratulations.
Come on.
Perfect.
I hope you came tonight.
I'll take some pictures.
Okay. Al, come on. I need you to sit. I need all of you. Come on, you're my family. Come on.
The future son-in-law. Maureen. This way, I'll get that here.
I know, Alan. Come on.
Maureen, sorry.
It's all good.
Door? No. Okay, say cheese, everybody. Say cheese. That's a long stab.
Congratulations.
How about we say Citizen of the Year?
Citizen of the Year.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
How'd you like the ride in
You've
the
been
car?
playing hooky, Mr. McMahon.
And the ride, yeah.
Mr. Brewer? Have you been playing hooky? Or they moved?
No, I took a day off.
No, I look for that Jeep. Make sure I look.
Very nice. Good job, Jen.
Congratulations, Jack.
Congratulations, good to see you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Adam.
Jim, pleasure.
Bobby, how are you? Just like the guy that bought my father's house. Did you? He's not here. Talk about offers.
Hey, brother.
That was the next block meeting.
Perfect. Sergeant? Lieutenant, I'm sorry, the bug gun ran here wrong. Did it work?
And wait, and Bob.
Congratulations.
Oh, and Bob Ostek.
So Manor Avenue happened. Manor Avenue.
Glad to help.
Yep. All good. Thank you.
Sorry, I was a boulevard boy.
That's right. There was three of us on there.
All right, moving on. At this time, are there any reports or comments from any of the volunteers serving our community? Come on down.
Hi, Bob Friedman. So regarding the Historical Society, we do have a talk coming up. So this is Tuesday, June 3rd, so that's next week. It's on the history of the Morris Canal, and it'll be at 7:30 at the American Legion Hall, if anyone wants to join. Thank you.
450 or 242?
242 on the Turnpike.
7:30 on June 3rd.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Any other reports from volunteers serving our community? All right, moving on. Public comment. This comment period will be limited to a total of 30 minutes. Additional time is reserved later in the meeting. We welcome suggestions, statements, suggestions, and questions. However, the purpose of this is to allow public comment and not to engage in dialogue. If you have any specific question, please feel free to pose it and then follow up with staff via telephone or email. Comments are limited to 3 minutes, please. If anyone wishes to address the council, please wait to be recognized and come to the microphone and provide your name for the record. Yes, come on up.
Lorraine Robertson, 128 West End.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor Derisi and council members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm here this evening to express my support for the council's decision to uphold Pequannock's zoning laws and land use process in the recent application denial of 60 Sunset referenced in the Pascack Valley Learning Center, Inc. versus the Township of Pequannock in their civil rights suit. First, I want to be very clear, this is not about who the applicant is, nor about any opposing any individual or group. This is about what is being proposed and whether that proposal meets the clear, fair, and established rules that apply equally to everyone in the development within Pequannock. Our zoning laws were created thoughtfully over time with input from residents and experts to preserve the character of our neighborhoods, manage growth responsibly, and protect the community. When the Planning and Zoning Board carefully reviews an application and finds it inconsistent with those laws, denying it is not discrimination, it is simply upholding the law. I also understand the applicant may pursue claims under the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Persons Act. While we respect religious freedoms fully, we also respect local government's rights to enforce zoning laws that are neutrally and generally applicable, just like Pequannock's zoning code. Our responsibility is to ensure that everyone is treated fairly and equally under these laws. Allowing exceptions will undermine the integrity of our planning process, set a precedent that could erode our community's ability to plan and grow in an orderly way. Upholding the zoning denial is not about excluding anyone. It is about protecting the principles that benefit all residents. Pequannock, less than 7 square miles, has approximately 20 schools and religious organizations. I ask the council to continue to stand firm in defending our zoning laws, honoring the work of our Planning and Zoning Board, and ensuring that inclusive community remains governed by principle, not by pressure or politics. And what I mean by pressure, a lot of times insurance companies like Workman's Comp, they'll settle a case just to settle the case and think the problem goes away, but it really doesn't go away. I've also asked that attention be paid to concerns about potential for abuse under the land use provisions of RUBLA. For example, religious organizations could potentially use RUBLA to prioritize their interest over the community. In some cases, religious groups might seek to use RUBLA to gain approval for projects that are not in harmony with the surrounding community nor its planning goals. It's important to ensure that that law is not used to circumvent legitimate land use regulations or to prioritize the interests of religion organizations over the broader community. And I end with, in all land use decisions, we do what is right, not just what's legal. We uphold the law without discrimination, without bias, without abuse, under the color of authority, and integrity means building with respect for people, communities, and the rule of law, even if it comes at a cost. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else for public comment? Yes, come on up. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Sandy LaCourte, 4 Battery Place. Town council members, thank you for the opportunity to speak. While I understand that the council was not involved in the variance hearings for 60 Sunset, I attended every meeting, listened to the recordings, read the transcripts, and compared both. From what I observed, the process was thoughtful, transparent, and firmly rooted in our township's zoning laws and planning principles. The vast majority of residents who spoke asked questions directly tied to the testimony provided by the applicant's own professionals. This was not hostility. This was engaged, informed, public participation from a community that cares deeply about what happens here. Dr. Portis, named in the litigation, and later Brian Senek spoke. With the applicant's approval, he shared factual information about public school district responsibilities toward non-public schools, including start times, which was one of the issues, nursing and emergency care, and transportation requirements. These were not opinions or criticisms. These were relevant facts based on New Jersey codes through the Department of Education, that these were facts that had not been addressed. It's hard to understand why that clarity is now being framed as problematic by the applicant. He also clearly stated he would do whatever needed to be done, as he does for all the other non-public schools in our district. I've read our 2019 master plan. I encouraged others to do the same. The proposal for 60 Sunset significantly deviates from that plan and required multiple major variances on lot size, fences, setbacks, impervious coverage, and parking. These aren't minor technicalities. The project simply doesn't fit the site or the surrounding neighborhood. Let's be clear, this is not about religion. It's about responsible land use. The applicant chose a property they knew was too small and then asked the town to bend nearly every rule to accommodate an electric-gated, fully fenced-in, oversized school with excessive impervious coverage and inadequate parking on Sunset Road, an already too narrow major collector route to Chilton Hospital, right down from our high school. That location, already a traffic and flooding concern, is not suited for this proposed institutional use. The zoning board's denial wasn't arbitrary. It followed a thorough review and was entirely consistent with how Pequannock applies its zoning laws. It followed their mission to set forth the safety and welfare of the community, our community, with the objective of conserving the value of property and encouraging the most appropriate use of land throughout our township. I urge the council to vigorously support our zoning board and professionals as this proceeds forward. Upholding the rule of law and the integrity of our zoning process is not discrimination, it's good governance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, come on down.
Hi, Rich Walter, 50 Sunset Road, Pompton Plains. I totally support what Lorraine and Sandy just said, so I'm not going to belabor the point. I, too, attended every meeting. There's so much more to the testimony and the talk that was given at these meetings than you're going to see on a piece of paper. But one of the concerns I have is that the town turned out for these meetings. You couldn't turn out for these meetings. And I said, a couple of meetings ago, I said I respected the fact those of you guys that stayed away, it's much appreciated. But I encourage you to get familiar with what happened, if you aren't already. It's a lot of paper. It's a lot of documents and discussion and points made about flooding and traffic and congestion and safety, and it's important to the residents of this town that we do the right thing here. At the last meeting, myself and my brother-in-law got up and asked you to vigorously defend the decision of the zoning board, and I asked that again tonight. When we were done, Melissa said, "Thank you for your hard work." At this point, I ask you guys to take on the hard work now. The residents of Pequannock showed up for almost 2 years, went to these meetings and expressed their views and opinions and their concerns over the well-being of the town that we love so much. The zoning board then did the right thing and made the right decision based on the facts and nothing more, not religion, not anything like that. We're not discriminating against anybody. We don't want to undo what this council and the ones that went before it have done over the last decades to make this a great town to live in. So now, I ask that you make sure that whatever attorney we're using knows what went on. And it's going to take a lot of reading and a lot of effort, and I understand that. But don't let the hard work of our citizens, as Melissa said at the last meeting, go to waste. Now it's your turn to do the hard work. Now it's your turn to make the hard decision and not be guided by how much is this going to cost, how long is it going to take. Be the groundbreaker council that says, no, we're not going to put up with it. We don't care what happened in other New Jersey towns. I know you want to do the right thing for the town as a whole. The right thing to do is to uphold what we've all been working for. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Public comment? Yes, come on up. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Paul Mailer. I'm here as well to speak to the 60 Sunset issue. And as I want to do, I did some research on the topic, came across a Rutgers Law School treatise on the issue of that provides 3 focal points for litigation on this issue. And they include religious exercise, what's referred to as substantial burden, and the third is equal terms and non-discrimination. Where religious exercise is concerned, the treatise suggests that a federal court might lean towards a broader application of religious exercise than a state or a county court might. And the plaintiff probably thinks that that's to their advantage. However, we have any number of religious schools in this town, not the least of which is the Netherlands Reformed Christian School, that is welcome in the community, does well in the community, and is highly respected in the community. So I think that the advantage they may think they have relative to religious exercise really isn't true. Substantial burden, the best that I could conclude from the Rutgers treatise is that there's all kinds of doubt about the way that the legislation was written, that it's effectively impractical and so on. So it's really not an issue that I think that can reasonably be addressed. But certainly the third one, which is equal terms and non-discrimination, certainly can. And what Rutgers suggested is that the standard is that less than equal terms are applied with a non-religious assembly or institution, but only if the township treats the religious assemblies or institutions less well than secular assemblies or other institutions. And there are at least 10 reasons to suggest that the plaintiff is wrong in that context, not the least of which is their bulk variance hardship was self-determined. They actually claimed during meetings that the reason that they could only have 3.9 acres instead of the 5 acres required was that they tried to purchase additional property, but it was all already developed. Well, it was already developed for years before they acquired the property with no contingencies, by the way. And as a former chairman of a planning board, I can tell you, I never saw that. In any application I saw that came before my planning board over the years, nobody purchased land without a contingency. So a clear issue. They failed the Coventry standard. They dealt with the so-called positive elements of the Coventry standard, failed significantly on the negative standards. They claimed their school to be of inherent benefit to the community. Well, and that society at large benefits from schools. So if I opened a preschool in town, I would make the same argument, and you'd have to allow me, I would take, to build on 3.9 acres where 5 acres is required because my school benefits the entire community at large because anybody can come to my school as long as they're willing to pay the tuition. That is not the case with this applicant. So their claim of benefit society at large simply isn't true. They make claim that they could stack their student vans side by side in their ingress driveway and thereby mitigate the potential for traffic problems on an already busy Sunset Road during the times when students arrive. There was a great deal of testimony from experts in fencing, okay, fencing like around your property fencing, that their sliding gate, that the counterbalance of their sliding gate would extend into their driveway, that there wasn't enough room as the gate slid across, there wasn't enough room for that gate to entirely go outside the driveway, thereby precluding the opportunity for them to stack their vans in suggesting that they were less than truthful about that reality. Impervious surface and existing high water table, they ignored it and asked for I think it was an 11 or 12% variance to impervious surface, that at one point in their testimony claimed that it was a 4% variance, not an 11% variance, when the fact was that it's a 4 percentage point difference, which when you do the math calculates to an almost 12% variance. So they were less than truthful in that regard. They seek development on a substandard 3.9 acre lot. Township requirement of 5 acres is supported by the American Planning Association, but for elementary schools. For secondary schools, which is what this application was all about, the American Planning Association recommends 20 acres to accommodate things like ball fields. Well, they plan an entire soccer pitch because they have kids old enough in their secondary school age to play soccer. So the APA says you need 20 acres. They've got 3.9. They had additional overuse variances, all driven by the fact that the lot is simply too small. They disregard the township master plan. They presented a traffic study using a certain method called the highway capacity method, which favors their approach because it doesn't deal with the realities of existing traffic condition. It ignores it entirely. And something the Federal Highway Administration suggests a different methodology. And they failed to include standing traffic in their testimony. So at the end of the day, I don't envy your decision. It's tough because I wouldn't be surprised that insurance companies and lawyers are saying, oh, you got to go to federal court, you're a small township, can you really afford it, how much time it's going to take, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, it's going to be real difficult. But your responsibility here, as difficult as it may be, is to the simple truth. This is an abusive and dangerous application, and we hope that you will recognize the need to defend not just our community, but our high school students who will be at risk should this thing be allowed. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have copies here. You can give them to the clerk.
Yes, please. Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Yes, round two.
Hi. Bob Friedman. Just this discussion about 60 Sunset. I believe that there were transcripts for all of these public meetings. I attended a few of them, but not all. And there's one thing that maybe you want to look at. In some of the discussions, they kind of went back and forth about what would be the role of religious instruction at this school. And my memory is that they said they would not be holding any religious services at this location. So, in case that has any impact in what they're claiming about, how the religion affects the planning board.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else for public comment? All right, seeing... No, one more. Come on up. You didn't raise your hand. I didn't see you. Sorry.
How you doing? Jeff Siebert, 20 Lennox Road. I wasn't here in the last meeting. I couldn't make it. My neighbor was here. I'm just curious, what's the situation on Lyman Park with the dog park? From what I understand, she said it was closed, it's not open, and then they did put locks on it. Are they gonna take it out? It's just sitting there, the fences. I'm just curious of what the situation is. I mean, all that money sitting there, a fence, and I had they said to call if somebody goes in it, but then she said put the locks on it, which I heard that you said to put locks on it, and they did. But somebody just lifted up the gate and opened it and went in it. And with their dogs, I guess it wasn't locked too good. So I called, and somebody came, but they were gone. But but now there's kids wanting to play wiffle ball in the park. So now they're just jumping the fence and playing wiffle ball at the dog park. So I'm not going to call on them. I mean, realistically, it is their park. That's what it's there for, not a dog park. I was just wondering the situation, what's going on, because I don't know if anybody saw the sign that's up there for years and all the other parks. It says no dogs, no alcohol, no smoking in the park. So if there's no dogs, how is there a dog park in the park now? Any comments on what the situation was with that?
Yeah, we'll get a couple comments once we're done with all the public comment. I'll ask the township manager.
I guess that's really it. I was just concerned seeing what is really happening with the dog park. I mean, I'm also worried if I do this, I don't plan on leaving, but if I do sell my house, I mean, somebody's not going to want to buy my house with a dog park in front of it. I mean, I don't like looking at my front door and seeing a big fence with a dog park. I don't mind the swings and seeing kids play in there, but, that's why I bought my house, because I had kids young then. And, it was a great thing, but now concerning with the dog park, I mean, I know a dog could just jump over that fence. Most of, but anyway, that's really it. I just seeing what was happening with it, and
Gotcha.
especially since obviously we weren't notified about it even going in, so we couldn't even talk about the situation before. And from what I understand, one of our other neighbors looked on the minutes of the meetings, and the dog park was only brought up in July of last year once. So nothing was ever said. All of a sudden, it was just put in.
Okay.
That's it.
We'll get you an update.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else for public comment? All right, seeing none, we shall close the public comment section. Mr. Brewer, can you, obviously we can't talk about 60 Sunset. Bob, if you want to say something to that effect, you may.
Just it's quite clear, we're in the beginning phases of this, right? This is early in the process, and this is the time when we do work. It's great that you come, we listen. We're in the process now of, the council will be looking at transcripts and reviewing it, talking to the people who've been designated representatives of the township. And as the process plays out, it will be done in a public forum here, not with details, not with litigation details, but in terms of information. And we'll pass on information as we learn it.
Okay, Mr. Ursay, thank you.
You bet.
Mr. Brewer, can you address the Lyman dog park?
Yes, it was pointed out that the park was being used. It's not ready to be used yet. It's not open, so it was secured for that reason. The Boy Scout is going to be implementing signage. We have to get the rules and membership all set up with the path going into it. So once that is all put in place, then it will be opened up, and we will proceed with the dog park in Lyman Park.
So they're not removing it?
Yes, we can. You can come up again later, but do you have a timeline?
It involves a Boy Scout, so there's some elements of this we don't control. Our part is done. We're waiting for them to do it.
Okay, maybe we can follow.
And to move the obstacles from foothills. They'll be coming to them.
Okay, any other comments from council?
Yeah, I have a question. So this is a Boy Scout, an Eagle Scout project, right?
Yes, sir.
And in that Eagle Scout project, this particular Eagle Scout had to raise his own funds for this dog park, correct?
Yes, sir. We participated to an extent, but he was responsible for a certain portion of the cost.
Okay, and now, so this isn't the first time that this gentleman actually brought up the location of the dog park, correct? So it was brought up in the past on the town
Council discussed it, yes.
So, okay, so it's not the first time, so it's just that when the fence went up, that's when the gentleman had the first notification, I guess, of the dog park, but it was in previous minutes. It's not the first discussion. The Boy Scout or the Eagle Scout raised his own funds with local contractors or whoever he did to build this dog park, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, moving on with the agenda, item number 8 is... Sorry, I forgot you were there. Sorry, Kyle.
We realized that, because I didn't realize how much of the park, the dog park, was going to take up. Because it seems that Lyman was a park that kids played at, and then the dog park seems to have taken up a lot of their area.
There's still, in my opinion, ample area to play sports and engage in activities. So I understand it's a large area, but it can be modified in the future if there's a desire to do so. We haven't even gotten up and running yet, so I would recommend seeing what happens.
Right, and did the Eagle Scout pay for 100% of this?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Did the Eagle Scout raise 100% of the funds to build this?
No.
Can you tell me what, offhand? Like, was it 50%, 25%?
No, I can't. I could research that and get back to you. I know in other examples, in many cases, the Eagle Scouts don't pay for 100% of it, but partner with the municipality to create the improvement.
Okay, thank you.
Right, manager's report, Mr. Brewer.
Thank you, Mayor. Four quick things in my report, and one that is not included this evening for the council's consideration. We have the salary ordinance. We discuss that annually. It's the legislative approval to pay non-represented staff. That's for public hearing and potential adoption. Within the resolutions for the council's consideration, we have an authorization of $170,000 for road resurfacing. Within my memo, it details the fact that it's basically bifurcated into two different troughs of effort, so this would cover the first. And we have two discussion items, continuation of the discussion on Sunset Road and a brief conversation about pickleball operations. And the one item not written in my report, because I just got the final details today, DPW is targeting with the contractor June 9th for the surface to be put on the course in Greenview, which will then be followed by the fencing. One of the challenges is we need 50 degrees or warmer overnight, and it needs to be dry for more than 5 minutes. So we're hoping for good weather on June 9th. That date is a target, and it will be weather permitting, but looking forward to that being concluded. The surface will be put on first, then the fencing and all the other accoutrements will be put in, and I look forward to that being operational.
Yeah, it'd be good to get that park done.
Yes. Unless there's any questions, that's my report.
Is there an area in the agenda that we're going to talk about Sunset?
Discussion item.
Discussion item.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Any other comments from council?
No, glad to see we're moving along with street resurfacing, and I can't wait for phase 2.
Yeah, gotta pave some streets. Good idea. All right, next item on the agenda is public hearing on ordinance number 2025-08. Ms. Marsh.
Ordinance number 2025-08 is an ordinance establishing minimum and maximum salaries and pay rates for designated officials and employees of the Township of Pequannock.
Right, are there any comments from council?
Nope.
All right, is there a motion to open up the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
If anyone in the audience has any questions or comments on this ordinance, please come to the microphone and identify yourself for the record. Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Oh, wait, I missed a...
This is where we can ask questions about if I want to ask questions about the dog park?
No.
This is about...
I'll let you know.
This is about the...
This is just a public hearing on the ordinance we just talked about. So, all right, so we got a motion from Melissa, second?
I think Vinny did it.
Ready? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance?
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-08.
God,
Oh, go
I'm
ahead,
seconding.
Dan. Oh,
I'll second.
Sorry.
All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Florence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Siracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dracy?
Yes. Item number 10, there are no ordinances scheduled for introduction at this time. The next item is resolutions. Ms. Marsh.
All right, beginning with Resolution R 2025-118, certifying that the members of the governing body have reviewed the annual report of audit for the year 2024. 119, approving the corrective action plan for the 2024 municipal audit. Resolution R 2025-120, and I should note that it's printed wrong, but it's correct on the resolution. It's authorizing the use of the Bergen County Cooperative Pricing System for the purchase of a Bobcat excavator. 121, authorizing the purchase of two 2025 Chevy Tahoe PPVs from designated vendors awarded contracts by the New Jersey State Contract. 122, authorizing Tilcon New York Incorporated under the use of the Morris County Cooperative Pricing Council for the annual road resurfacing improvements projects in the amount of $170,000. 2025-123, authorizing a Morris County Trail Construction Grant application for the Cherry Street Park Trail. 124, recognizing and authorizing Employee Benefits Consulting Services Group, LLC, and the VOSA Agency each as a producer consultant of the Township of Pequannock's medical and dental insurance program with the North Jersey Municipal Employee Benefits Fund. 125, authorizing the use of the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey Cooperative Pricing System for the purchase of an asphalt hot box reclaimer from Trius Incorporated. 126, authorizing the execution of an agreement concerning sewer use payment delinquency. 127, authorizing release of refundable permit bonds. 128, authorizing release of designated escrow deposits. 129, authorizing tax office refunds, overpayments, or cancellations. And R 2025-130, approving payments of the itemized claims as set forth on the May 22nd, 2025 bill list and FEMA elevation escrow list.
Good job, good job. Any comments on these resolutions from council?
Yes, I got one on 126. What are we doing?
We have forwarded a new version of the agreement to the attorney for the Sunset Pub with a statement that the council agreed to extend the time and asked them to sign it and return it if they were in agreement, and they have not done so. So it is at the council's discretion. This resolution, all we can do is, at this point, sign the one they already signed, which had the shorter period. I assume they didn't want to take advantage of the longer period, or at least didn't respond to our offer to do that.
When did we send it out?
Oh, more than a week ago. In fact, the day after the council meeting, they were...
Is that by mail or email?
Email to the attorney.
Email to the attorney.
Who, yes, and we followed up by phone calls to the attorney.
And they haven't responded that they...
Not one way or another.
So we don't, yeah, I mean,
Not
it's
one way or
possible with the holiday, they just didn't see it or give them the benefit of the doubt.
The holiday was Monday.
I know, but I'm just saying, you're saying it was a week.
What do you suggest we do?
That is completely...
What are our choices?
We had direction at the last meeting.
Right, you did it.
And we followed the direction we did to the only person who I could follow the direction to, which was their attorney, and it was done. And I have no idea why we got no...
So what is our option?
So
Our option is
I would
to...
imagine that's the 14th or the 15th the email went out? 2 days after our council meeting?
I believe it was the day after our council meeting, but okay.
So they had Thursday, Friday, and all of last week. And we got nothing.
No.
Which is odd, but...
So again, what would be
Which
our
is very
options?
odd, because we're giving them a better, we're giving them a better deal than the deal they signed for, so.
Right, that's-
Our options are to proceed tonight with the only with the one we can't sign one they wouldn't sign.
Right.
So with the one they signed, or if you decide that you want to give them another 2 weeks to do it, that's up to you. You can carry it for 2 weeks.
I'd like to carry it just so we can see what's up.
I mean, how long are we going to carry this? I mean,
No.
Well, I think we just send them one more note and
That's
say,
what I
look,
mean.
I
certainly
don't know why, but I'm kind of with Melissa.
So are we going to say one more, they send another, and we put in that email that if they don't respond by a certain date,
I'm good with
they're
that.
going back to the 3-year deal?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You want to do that?
Do it 3 or 4 days before the next council meeting, that Friday, or
Okay.
Thursday,
Let's
so
do
we
it,
have time.
yeah, let's do it to the 5th.
To the 5th?
June 5th.
Got it.
And if they don't respond by June 5th, it goes back to the original 3-year deal that they signed.
Okay.
It doesn't, something
Good with that?
doesn't make sense, but
I mean,
I'm good with
it
that.
doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm saying if we just reach out, I'm sure they'll
Well,
respond.
we are
unless
reaching,
somebody-
we are reaching
Right,
out,
right.
but
So-
I'm not going to drag this
As long
thing
as
out.
somebody's not on vacation or something. But yes.
for 2 weeks, it doesn't be a
Right.
little
Seems
odd.
odd.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
checked my email on vacation.
Yeah.
I know. All right, yeah, give them I'm fine
Can
with that.
Bob, you can't CC the owner of the establishment as well, or no?
Yeah, because if the lawyer's not
No.
doing his
No.
job, it doesn't mean that the...
I cannot. I can certainly
Doesn't
work
mean
with
the
Mr.
order-
Brewer to have him send a copy to the individual if that's acceptable, but that's all I can. I think we go through their attorneys.
Yeah.
I suspect they're more than aware.
Okay.
The attorney came here and presented it, so,
Well, it could be because
we don't know. One more try.
they didn't get exactly what they asked for. We gave them something in the middle.
That is correct.
So,
We did not.
in my opinion, I never felt we should charge
Okay.
the late fees.
That's that.
whatever.
The interest.
The
Right,
interest.
June 5th.
So everybody agree on that?
It was our mistake.
Kyle, any thoughts?
I'm on the fence on this one. We gave them a better deal. I think they're holding out because, Melissa's right, I think they're holding out because they don't want to pay the interest. But at what point do we just say enough is enough? So give
The
them
5th.
a little more time,
June 5th.
and then enough is enough.
Yes, June 5th.
Kyle, you don't want to waive the interest?
No.
And I'm the only one that wanted to waive the
Because
interest.
the interest isn't from, we could have charged them interest from way back when. They got a gift, and the only interest was from when we told them they owed a certain
Yeah.
amount of money to now.
Yeah, I think we're overstepping a little bit, but talking about this, but I think we should give them to the 5th, we'll
Yeah.
send them another note, and then that's it. Agree?
Yeah, agree.
I agree. Dave,
Yeah.
do you agree?
I agree.
All right, so
I'm the only one that doesn't agree, but it's okay, you overrode me. So I'm just making...
Once in a while.
I'm just making a statement that I don't think we should have charged him interest, that's all.
Okay, got it. All right, any other comments on any of the other resolutions?
I just have a question.
Yes.
Does that mean the resolution stays on the agenda?
Pulled for tonight, tabled for tonight, and goes back on for our next meeting.
Thank you.
It's going to be a tricky one. Whoever's ahead of you make the motion.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to shut up. You.
I move resolutions 2025 118 through
118?
Yeah, we're at 118, whatever. Through R225 130, with the exception of R2025 126.
Carol, is that good?
Yep.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
There you go.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Lawrence Lynch?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
So I just want to make sure, the only one we're pulling is 126.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yep. And I'm okay with everything, except I will abstain for 2025-121, dealing with the police vehicles.
Okay.
That was a yes?
Yes, until, except...
Yes, except for that one exemption, or whatever you call it.
Mrs. Russell?
Yeah.
Mr. Siracusa?
Yes.
Mayor Dreese?
Yes. And we don't have to do anything with the one we just talked about, right?
I have our direction.
No, that'll be next time.
All righty. Item number 12, items for discussion. The 2026 NJDOT Municipal Aid Application.
Thank you, sir. This is a continuation from the last council meeting where there was direction given by the governing body regarding guide rail, if required, no curbs, and leave the geometry of the intersections the way it was. So I went back to the township engineer and staff, we reviewed it. He came back with one comment and one suggestion if the council sees fit. With respect to the no curb, there can be curb installed that is at grade with the asphalt and would enhance the lifespan of the road. My recollection of the council is they were concerned about the impact of the country road and how it would look and operate. So if the council doesn't object, I think that would enhance the lifespan of the asphalt because it wouldn't then slough off into the traffic.
Not only the look, but allowing people to be able to pull off. Because it is somewhat of a narrow road. So I'm okay with flat curbing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm okay with that.
So it's flat curb.
I think the asphalt...
It's at grade with the asphalt.
Fine, we don't need curb.
But it goes down underneath it and creates a...
Yeah, as long as it doesn't affect, people wanting to...
Correct. And then with respect to the safety enhancements, one of the things that we try to do to get greater points with the DOT is the improvements to the intersection, other aspects of it, bumps it up a category. If we take that out, we just go in with the regular resurfacing category, which I presume the council doesn't have an issue with, but I didn't want to move forward without confirming that.
You mean keeping it out?
Keeping it as a road resurfacing and not a safety enhancement.
I'm good with just the road resurfacing. I don't think there's any need for us to screw around with the throat of the...
Not that one.
Yeah, we're not messing with that.
I agree with Councilman Cole. I think the road resurfacing, I don't think we need to tighten up our intersections.
Totally agree with that.
We will proceed with the application as directed. The next thing will be a resolution for the council's authorization for submission.
Okay. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Next item, with respect to pickleball operations, huge. And the benefit is we have people that really do.
Yeah,
they really care. So
they do.
Big expression of appreciation to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee, subcommittee that Simon Hardy was engaged with. They did a lot of work, yeoman's work, gather a lot of information, much of which is included under my memo. Not seeking to go over all of that with the governing body, but there is one point at which there's disagreement, which I want to mention to the governing body and seek some direction from you. The recommendation from the group is that it be for open play all the time, meaning you go, you sign up, and you wait for a turn. If you have a team, you get on the court. The staff's recommendation, including mine, is that there remains a balance between open play and sometimes when a court can be reserved for someone. Some people may not want to go engage in the competitive dynamics of a tournament. It would be at the off-peak hours so as to not interfere with the people that want to have open play. But our recommendation is there still be an opportunity for folks to make a reservation for a block of time to use the courts. And then later on, there will be a recommendation regarding membership and fees and management of everything.
So in other words, if somebody's not in a competitive play, but they just want to go and play amongst themselves in a small group, they should have that opportunity.
Right now, the way that they have it read is you go, you put your name on a whiteboard, and as the game's finished, that's how you go.
Right, and we don't...
Next up, staff wants to have some sort of little block of time for reserved.
I think
okay.
Dave, I don't think when the game's finished you go. When the game's finished, you play the winner.
No.
So if, like when my kids go, they can't go with 4 of their friends and play each other unless they win the court.
That's not what I read, so hold on here. Courts...
It can vary depending on how it's locally managed. Basketball courts often operate the same way. But I'll pick on myself. I've never picked up a pickleball racket, so I'd be a little embarrassed to go out there and get drugged by residents. You're welcome. So if I wanted to reserve a court on a Saturday morning or something, but it wasn't a peak time with my wife and go try it out, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it says upon completion of the game, all 4 players will leave the court and can re-enter their names on the whiteboard in the next available slot or box. Doesn't say anything about they play the winners.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So they may have to wait for that group to finish.
Right, and during the peak hours and when it's being used for open play, I think there's a lot of people that enjoy that style of play. I just, again, like I said, some sort of balance. And the decision tonight is not some sort of final binding decision. If it needs to ebb or flow in one direction or the other, that can be easily
And
met.
who decides that off-peak hour?
Staff
6 a.m. to 8? No, I'm okay. I'm okay with a small allotment of...
I think we'll do with your recommendation, then...
I'm okay with a small allotment, but I also think there should be some during the peak hours. I know that my boys play, and there's, they get a group of 4, they want to go play. Maybe they get off of work. They don't want to sit around and put their name on a board. They want to be able to go play with their friends. They don't even chuck out Pequannock. They go to Deer Run or Wayne right now.
So I'm hearing we're good with blocks of times, and the subset of that is, do we want to have it only off-peak or include some peak hours?
I would like to include some peak hours.
What are we doing with the tennis courts? Are they staying both?
Yeah.
They're going to stay both.
For now.
For now, and we'll see. Because there are still people that use it for tennis.
So if I'm not a real pickleball player, I can just go use tennis courts to practice.
Yeah, I mean,
that kind of makes you second-class citizen, though, doesn't it?
Those things are horrible.
No, but I'm saying, are these rules for all the courts or only the dedicated pickleball?
Dedicated pickleball.
All right, so if somebody wanted to play and not per these rules, they could go play on the other courts.
Right, but they're not a regulation net. It's a different...
I'm just asking a question.
Yes.
What are you, an attorney? You giving me all the answers?
No, I don't have any answers. I'm looking for direction.
I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
The other ones in these. So.
Yes, the other ones will remain hybrid.
All right, so how do we police this? And 2, instead of doing hours, can we just do 1 day?
So it's policed through Community Pass and the reservation process, which will be forthcoming for memberships. There will be an
Right, but if somebody's on the court that's not supposed to be,
you police it with the police, like we do with fields.
Okay, just trying to
I think
make sense
we
of it.
should just keep that to off-peak. I don't know.
I would add some off-peak and some peak hours.
Right. How about this? Can you come up with a proposal?
You can always adjust.
Sure.
You can always adjust it if it's a problem, I guess.
That's a great idea.
I think just come up with a proposal if we're talking about...
Whoever comes on can play it. If somebody comes on and says everything...
So I will present a sample guide, and the governing body can comment or approve at a future meeting. But
example A and example B.
But the one issue of contention regarding always open play or some we've addressed, and I'll come up with something.
And
I think
knowing you can always adjust it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think let's go this route, and if it turns out that nobody plays at those times, then that's an easy decision to go full time with rules.
I agree with
the what you call.
That's fine.
And anytime you have a new restaurant, you get lots of people.
Yeah.
The third month, it slows down.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
As time. We'll see how it goes for 2025.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Direction is appreciated.
Any other comments?
Going to be any ribbon cutting or anything for that?
Would you like one?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Some people know about it.
After June 9th.
Well, yes, hopefully, once they're done.
Yeah, once they're done, they're not done yet.
Right, moving on, there are no reports or notices. Next item on the agenda is council reports and announcements. Councilwoman Florence Lynch.
Yes, none of my committees met since the last meeting. However, the Economic Development Committee meets tomorrow night in this room. What else? And the only comment I wanted to say is it looks like they're almost done with the train station, with the museum. They're coming along
Fantastic.
very well, so can't wait for that. Let's see what else. Just want to make a couple of comments about our Memorial Day Parade. I thought it was fabulous. I was away, but came back for the parade. I just love the parade and the ceremony every year. I always wish more people would stay for the ceremony. We had a really good guest speaker, and it was just a very moving tribute to our veterans. Also, I will sign up for Relay for Life. What's that date again, just so we can throw it out there for everybody? Everybody know the date?
June 7th, I think.
June 7th. Okay, so sign up for Relay for Life. It will be in Montville this year, if you can attend. And I want to make a couple of comments about Pequannock Valley Rotary. They're a great 501c organization in town. They do a lot of good for everyone in this town. They have a lot of events. We did a senior luncheon last week. There was over 100 seniors. We did it across the street at Friendship Hall, and it was a free luncheon to honor our seniors, and it was a success. They're also doing a 5K run at Greenview Park. It's June 8th. At this point, the sponsorships are already in, but you can still sign up to run or walk. So feel free to come out for that. That's the 11th annual run on June 8th. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. So it's wait, there is one more thing I want to bring up, and I don't know if we can do this, but I guess that this is my time to bring this up for my volunteer applications. If you remember, we did talk about possibly doing some more appointments, if needed, for committees and boards in June. And especially my committees, I definitely have 2 or 3 committees that are low in numbers, and we do have some applications. So talking to Carol before, she said we'd have to give direction pretty much today if we're going to make appointments at the next meeting, because we're only doing one June meeting. So I don't know if anybody got to look at it, but I have proposals in front of you. Did you all get copies?
I just got them before.
I know, so I don't know if we have to give you everybody right now, but I can tell you that there are 5, and I'm making,
They're numbered in the top right-hand corner.
Right, and I know, but they're just saying they didn't get to look at them yet. So I'm just putting out there that I would like to make 2 appointments. Well, if you look at them, number 1, I think Historic District Commission has some vacancies. So if you look at the first application, we put a 1 on that, and I'd like to do an appointment for the Historic District Commission with number 1. And there's an application with number 2 and number 3. I'm sorry. There's an application with number 2 on it at the top right-hand corner. That would be the other one for Historic District Commission. There's an application with number 3 on it, and I'd like to make that appointment for Economic Development. And I have number 4 and 5 as recommendations for the Senior Citizen Advisory Committee. And I'm not just doing that to fill vacancies, I'm doing it because the committees need the vacancies filled to get more done on their committees. So that's my recommendation. What do you need from us, Carol?
Direction from the council to put it on the agenda. That would be 3 people.
Do I have permission to put these on the next agenda, or do you feel like you don't have enough information?
I don't have an issue with it. but whatever.
I thought we were doing 4 and 5, but
Oh, wait, I thought that's not what we're doing?
you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The 5 versus the 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The ones that I knew of before I walked in here was 4 and 5, is what you're saying.
Right.
The other ones are ones that we can review. I guess the question is, do you actually need to know the exact appointments today? Because they haven't really read them. Like, could we just put them on the agenda for next
You
time?
don't need to know them today. You can-
Right, well, Carol,
You have to give Carol direction if you want them on the agenda, though.
I can put them on the agenda and they can give me the names at the meeting? Okay.
yeah,
All right.
which is
But
what
I
we
think I have a
normally
couple
used to do.
vacancies on my committees as well, so I like to do a deeper dive into some of the vacancies on my committees.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, Carol, we've
Have
done that,
conversations.
where we would just ask you to put it on the agenda before you come out with that next agenda, because like Vince said, he'd like to look at his.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we only appoint 2 times a year.
January and June.
Yep.
All right, I just don't want to go past June and not have done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So however you want to do it.
So do you want me to put on the agenda a resolution making appointments to anything that has a vacancy, and then you can fill it or not if you want? Or do you want me to...
Can you do that, and then we'll go through the numbers, and if people say no, then it's no for that one?
You got to get them in ASAP.
Yeah, they have to get them in ASAP.
So what's your point at me? I'm like, I didn't do it.
What are your 2 committees that you want to fill?
Well, with mine, it was Senior Citizen Advisory.
And historical.
And historical, mainly.
Okay, so I would limit it to those 2 committees at this point.
All right. And there was another possibility on economic development. That was it on me.
Yeah, and I think I have like open space and...
Does your committee need it?
Well, there are vacancies there, so they would like them filled, right? And then I want to take a look at Parks and Rec.
Well, see, that's what we're trying to get away from. If they've already had people who applied for them, we don't want people to come in all of a sudden 17 applications, which is why we did it once and twice a year for those who maybe got a little late.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, because like my Senior Citizen Advisory Committees, those ones are a no-brainer. They've been coming to the meetings, and the applications came in January, but it was just after we did the appointments.
So, just of note.
Right, which is why we decided to do this. If
So,
if
and
they
all
can't
the
ask.
applications-
We're not soliciting new applications.
Correct.
At this.
Correct. All the applications I just mentioned, all 5 of them, all came in before March.
Yeah, and just so you know, applicant number 2 has both of my committees marked off, so.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Applicant number 2
Yes.
has both of my committees marked off.
Yes, they do.
So, if there's a vacancy on either one of them, I mean, I'm fine.
Yeah, no, like I said,
You know what I mean?
you might want to, you might not want to.
Would it be okay if Vince reached out and said, how many committees are you interested in?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I could do that.
You could do that. We've done that before.
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay.
And then we'll just let Carol know right away.
Yeah, I'll just clear them
All right,
off.
so what's Carol doing?
She's putting it on the agenda for the June
Okay.
meeting. So we're going to possibly make some
Okay.
appointments.
Yeah.
All right? Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Councilman Cole.
Oh, yeah, that's right, me.
You're it.
I'd just like to thank Senator Pernacchio and Assemblyman Weber. They went to the AP Government class on May 20th. Had great conversations with the kids at Pequannock Township High School. Both Joe and Jay reported back to me that, they were definitely involved in the conversation, had great questions. So I appreciate them taking the time out of their busy schedule to go. Jim Gannon is coming this Thursday afternoon, I believe. He will have the K-9 unit with him, so if you ride by the high school and you see that the Morris County K-9 unit is there, don't get all excited. It's only for a demonstration. So he's, I believe he's there this Thursday afternoon, so he's always a great speaker. The kids always love him, and the kids love the dog, so. And like Councilwoman Florence Lynn said, it was a beautiful day this past Monday for the Memorial Day Parade, and just want to thank you to all of our servicemen and women for the great dedication and the ultimate sacrifice that some of them made. In regards to the train station, maybe we should do a rededication or ribbon cutting for that too.
Yeah.
Grand opening.
Yeah.
You could do it on the same days.
And that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, it's always good to see police dogs in work. The couple of the buildings we have, we let them go in and train, and just watching those dogs go is, the dog and the handler is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's like they work as a team. It's really
Last year I was there, and the guy said, you got a set of keys? I said, yeah. So I handed them to him, and he threw them in the grass field, and the dog went and found them and came back, but they were a little wet when I got them back.
It's amazing sense of smell. Councilwoman Russell.
Thank you very much. Nothing. I just have a question for Dave. Dave, is that open to others other than the high school students?
It is not that I know of. I can check with Mr. Hazler, but it's for the AP government class only, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, Sheriff Gannon just such an amazing speaker and such an amazing human being, actually.
Yes.
I just want to congratulate Colleen. Sorry I wasn't there today. Other than that, I have nothing other than the fact that the library meeting is meeting one day early. Our meeting was scheduled for the day of graduation, and we moved it to the day before. That's it.
Thank you, Kyle. Councilman Saragusa.
That's close enough. All right, so my committees didn't meet yet this, we already met, so that's done. So next committee meetings are in June. All right, just want to say thank you very much to Mike Bull from the New Jersey Veterans Network, who was a keynote speaker this year at the 2025 Memorial Day Parade, especially to Ed Leonard. His speech was certainly heartfelt and from the heart and soul. He's a great man, known him for a long time, and he just speaks from the heart. Also, Colleen, big shout out to her. She's one of the people who always continuously work behind the scenes, not asking for recognition, but always doing the right thing when no one's looking, and always has the interest of Pequannock Township at heart. That's all I have. Oh, wait, no, I'm not done. I just want a big shout out to Lincoln Park for bringing all their emergency service vehicles out to our Pequannock Parade. They really represented well the Pequannock Marching Band and all the other participants of Memorial Day Parade. It's not just about hot dogs and hamburgers. It's about guys who actually left their homes, they went to battle, and they didn't come home. All right, so they served selflessly, and they made the ultimate sacrifice. One of them was one of my soldiers. We're not going to say his name or anything like that for his recognition, but truly great Americans, and they asked nothing in return for it. So thanks to the families who also lost loved ones for Memorial Day. So we got.
Thank you, Vince. All right, couple things. Congratulations to Colleen again. Certainly well deserved. Relay for Life, if you can, come out and join us. If somebody can put this on Facebook, because I can't. Don't know how to, don't want to know how to. I want to stay off of that thing. Rotary, the senior lunch was great. Myself and one other Rotarian was out standing in the rain, greeting people as they came in. So that was pretty cool. Just saying hi. And the parade. The parade was very nice, but I just caution again. It's a day of remembering. It's not. This is my personal opinion. It's not a happy day. It's a remembering day. So please remember people that didn't come home, couldn't have a family, etc. So I think we've gotten a little away from that. But I just want to remind that, like I did the other day. And then yes, the speakers were great. Was great. Especially what was his Mike was he's really helping veterans come back, because when they come back, a lot of them are hurting a lot. So congratulations for him. And just the one thing I'd like to say thank you and to our crossing guards again. If you drive by them, give them a wave, give them a thumbs up. They did a great job this year. They're out there, whether it's raining or snowing or whatever, keeping our kids safe, especially the kids on these electric scooters now, which is a bit crazy. But but just give them a thumbs up or a wave. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. And that's all I got.
John, can you email me that?
Yes, I got to figure out a better way of doing it.
Well, email it to me, and I'll send it to Colleen to see if she can somehow get it on Facebook for us.
Cool.
Is there a flyer on there?
There was a link.
It's a link.
Yeah, but it would be nice
I don't know how to
if it
do
was like a
these
flyer,
things.
yeah. All right, we'll get it.
Oh, wait, I got it, John. I'll send it to her.
I can't even work on Zoom anymore, so just don't ask me to do that stuff. Next item on the agenda is public comment. As a reminder, we welcome comments, suggestions, and questions rather than dialogue. Comments are limited to 3 minutes. If anyone wishes to address the council, please wait to be recognized to come to the microphone and provide your name for the record. That's it.
Jeff Siebert again, 20 Lennox Road. I'm not against dogs, I like dogs, but my question is, Adam, did you actually go over there and look at the fencing and the park that you can actually, kids can play ball there? Where do they play, between the trees? Because the only stuff that's left is between the trees, except for the swing set. When you said before there was plenty of room for kids to play ball there. There's no room. The dog park took the whole field. Otherwise, it's just trees. And my upsetness is that the residents in the area weren't even informed that this was going in. I just came home and a fence was up. Which I did say in the first meeting. And the next question is, did the township lift the no dogs in a park to have this dog park there? From my understanding, talking to people, and somebody that has a friend as a lawyer, is that the town has to go to the state to get the no dogs lifted from the parks.
That's not true.
I can answer it, Bob.
What's that?
Okay. No, go ahead. No, you can finish.
From what I understand also, when they lift them from one park, they lift them from all the parks. It's not just one park.
Okay, well, we can get an answer on that. I certainly don't know. I know that.
This is from, I'm hearing from a lawyer from another neighbor in a town that has dogs, and she hates the park. She hasn't been able to be here because she's got little kids. And she has 2 dogs of her own, but she bought the house in the area for her kids to play in the park. But now she don't feel it's safe to have her kids go play in that park because of the dog park. I did. When the park wasn't open before that whole thing happened, I watched a guy who has 2 pit bulls going in there. He can't even hold them back, and they're dragging him to the park. I mean, then he leaves, and he leaves the gates open. So, but then now it's locked. But I just don't understand. Before they waste their time and money, more money. How much did that fence cost to put up? $10,000 minimum. Do you know how much that our taxpayers paid for?
Oh, we can get that information.
Oh, he can't answer?
At the end.
At the end.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Just protocol, the way things work. Smarter people than me figured that out.
I just don't understand how somebody could say that there's plenty of room to play in that park now. It's on the swings, but you can't play ball between the trees. I mean, unless they take all the trees down, that's a different story. But
okay, we'll get it. We'll get a response.
I'm just trying to get it. I mean, I just don't feel that it's adequate to put a big dog park in that little spot. There's bigger parks here to put a dog park in if you really want a dog park that bad, and not in front of somebody's house or houses. I mean, would you want anybody up there want a dog park in front of their house?
Not unless you put it on Sunset.
Look, people that come there with the dogs, and I say something to them, I said, would you want this dog park in front of your house? They say no. I think it's a bad spot for in front of a residential area, but I don't know who made this decision. They only talked about it once in July, and nobody ever said anything about it. Somebody made a decision just to put it there without asking residents.
Okay. Well, we'll get a response from Mr. Brewer when this session's over.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else for public comment? Yes, come on up.
Dina Witzak, 6 Bryan Court, Pequannock. I don't want a dog park in front of my house, just to look at that. And then, speaking of the dog park, who's monitoring, like, who's going to be, like, I guess, policing this dog park? Is there going to be somebody there while it's open, checking to make sure they're residents, that the dogs are up to date on their shots, or, registered in the town or licensed in the town? Or is it just an open park that somebody, like he said, can just open a gate, put their dogs in? The other thing that concerns me is I just heard on the news today about a German Shepherd, that the owners of the German Shepherd attacked a child in their home. Okay, so now I'm thinking, wow, kids on swings, colors, something, dogs, you don't know the temperament of the dogs. And, it's not like, a human being, you can say, hey, you're in my space, back up, or the famous calm down, or whatever it may be. You can't do that with a dog. Once they have their mind made up, they're charging. That's it. You're not stopping it. Pit bulls concern me. German Shepherds concern me. All the, dogs, but although any breed can attack, I wouldn't want a dog park in my front yard. But the real reason why I'm up here is because since there was no report on the library meeting that just passed, I'm going to update you on my speaking there, is that I am, once again, asking that the Board of Trustees seriously consider recording their meetings. There was no way that Joanne is able to capture all the minutes of what happened at that meeting, and there was a huge presentation from the architect for the renovations for the library. Now, the public can, read these minutes, and I haven't seen them yet because I don't believe they were out and approved yet because the meeting just happened. But I really, really would like the board to consider recording these meetings. And not just for the reason that people get amnesia, but this was a pretty important meeting as far as the architect went. He, went over some things, and, there were questions from the board to him, and him going back, and they did all these things for final approvals and all these things. I really, really would like them to start recording these meetings. Plus, we'll get to hear what they're mumbling to each other underneath those pieces of paper when they cover their mouth. I can't read lips, but I can see faces and determine what, whatever. And the attorney really motivated me now more when he keeps saying, when I get up to speak, and he keeps saying, that's not how other libraries do this. Well, I really don't care how other libraries do this, because on my tax bill, there is a percentage that I do pay for this library, and that's what I care about, Pequannock Township. I don't care about any other town, how they do things. However, I am meeting on Wednesday, tomorrow, with a board member from the Riverdale Public Library, and I'm going to start asking questions to other libraries to see exactly how they do these things. So you can thank him for my motivation now to see how other towns do run their boards. I am not happy with this board, and I have a feeling that if it was an elected position, none of them would be up there. You're appointing them, except for maybe Mr. Friedman, of course. I was happy with that decision. But the board, they don't answer questions. You're not allowed to ask them questions, and when you do, they get offended. And Kyle Russell, with this respect, you know what? A lot of those members or a lot of these residents that come there for those meetings, we do go up there respectfully. However, if you saw the reactions, come attend one of these meetings. The next one, I think, is June 17th. It's on a Tuesday because Wednesday is graduation. There was, no mention of that. But come in and just sit in there. I'm sure that the mood would be different with your presence, but trust me, there is a lot of respect at some of those meetings, and it's not well received. So I'm pushing for the recording of these meetings. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? All right, seeing none, we're going to close this portion of the...
Oh, I'm sorry, I did forget one thing.
Sure.
I did send you an email. I thank you for getting those sticks, actually, branches removed. Okay. The very next day. So thank you for that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. That's okay. All right, Mr. Brewer, can we just address the other questions on the dog park, please?
Yes, with respect to the dog park, there is a section of the fence that the dogs are going to play in, and then there's a number of areas. There's a row of trees, and then there's a whole open field on the other side of those trees, where I stood with the Public Works Director, and we talked about being able to have a good game of wiffle ball. Regarding the ordinance, the municipality's ordinance specifically exempts the dog park. So the ordinance actually calls out the exemption for the dog park within the local legislation. And I think that was it. Oh, and with respect to access, there will be a membership thing. It will be patrolled by Parks and Rec staff as well as police department. Packets have already been made up. There's already been a meeting held to go over that, so there will be spot checks and periodic checks to see that they're who are supposed to be there and with the appropriate inoculations and vaccinations. And you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any comments on just the library meeting being recorded? I know we don't, as far as I know, we don't record any of our other, like, subcommittee, the other meetings.
That would be up to the library board, not us.
Okay. So I guess that answers that, and I think we got everything. So, next item on the agenda is minutes for approval. There are no minutes for approval, okay. Next item on the agenda is closed session discussion. Is there a motion to approve a resolution authorizing the Township Council to meet in executive session to discuss the litigation of Pascack Valley Learning Center versus Township of Pequannock?
Yes.
Second.
I'll make that second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? At this time, the public portion of the meeting is recessed for closed session. Thank you. Thank you.